Welcome to Cage Free Voices Radio, an innovative educational entertainment radio show where youth and young adults have the opportunity to see themselves even if the world is blind. I am your host, Bathsheba Smithen. And a child shall lead them. World Children's Day is a day to celebrate the power of children to change the world. Today, we acknowledge and give the floor to 4 powerful youth advocates from Nigeria, Germany, and the USA. They will be talking with us about children's rights violations. And so I'm really excited about the students who are here today with us. And I'm also excited about having Gokce here with us from the Set Them Free initiative. Gokce, could you tell us a little bit about Set Them Free and about World Children's Day?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Gökçe. I'm so excited to be here today. I'm a DC representative of Set Them Free. Set Them Free is a civil initiative founded to stand up for the rights of the arbitrarily imprisoned women and children victims of Turkey Purge. Apart from advocating for human rights, Set Them Free also organizes programs to empower women and children refugees for their better integration into the new societies. Set Them Free annually participate at the UN Commissions on the Status of Women by organizing CITES event in collaboration with several other NGOs to be the voice of women and mothers who are prisoners of conscience in Turkey. The topics Set Them Free discuss at the CSW series varies from women and authoritarian governments to violation of human rights in prisons in Turkey, from integration strategies to abuse of children's rights arising from the social threat that persecuted families have to face in Turkey after the failed coup attempt. Set Them Free also organizes walks and peaceful protests on the occasion of the UN Children's Day, International Women's Day, and Mother's Day to raise public awareness on the heartbreaking situation in Turkey. Set Them Free also carries several Twitter campaigns throughout the year to mobilize activists over the social media. So it's shortly Set Them Free. We're working for human rights and women and children's rights. And as you know, yesterday was the World Children's Day. World Children's Day was first established in 1954 as Universal Children's Day and is celebrated on November 20th each year to promote international togetherness, awareness among children worldwide, and improving children's welfare. November 20th is an important date as it is the date in 1959 when the UN General Assembly adopted the Declaration of the Rights of the Child. It is also the date in 1989 when the UN General Assembly adopted the Convention on the Rights of the Child. Since 1990, World Children's Day also marks the anniversary of the date when the UN General Assembly adopted both the Declaration and the Convention on Children's Rights. So I just want to talk shortly about the Convention. The Convention, which is the most widely ratified international human rights treaty, set out a number of children's rights, including the right to life, to health, to education, and to play, as well as the right to family life, to be protected from violence, to not to be discriminated, and to have their views heard. The Convention consists of 54 articles. Every one of the 54 articles included in the agreement set out different but equally important children's rights, from the right to survive to the right to be protected from any work that is dangerous, that interferes with their education, or that is harmful to their health. They also set out how governments should work together to make these rights available to all children. 194 countries have signed up to this convention. So World Children's Day is an annual day of action for children by children. And today we have 4 brave children who come together and take action.
Thank you so much, Gokce. Thank you for that. So we are going to hear from, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
We're
do.
going to hear from the students. They're going to introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about themselves. So let's go ahead and start off with Farami. Please let us know who you are, your grade, and your school.
Hello everyone, my name is Fermi Olua Fermi Davis. I'm in 7th grade and I'm from Lagos, Nigeria.
And Farami is in 7th grade, but she's 9 years old. She's 9, and the grading system is a little bit different in Nigeria. So I just wanted to add that for all of those who are listening here in the United States or even over in Germany and Turkey. So thank you so much, Farami, for introducing yourself. Let's hear from Hanza. Hanza, could you introduce yourself? I know you were having some technical difficulties. Hopefully that has been worked out.
Yeah, my name is Hansa Girdap. I'm in 7th grade and I'm from Great Hollow Middle School. And yeah.
Thank you, Hanza. Thank you, Hanza. Thank you so much. All right, Drake, we'd love to hear from you.
Good morning. My name is Drake Brown. I am in the 8th grade and I live in Bryan Road, Maryland.
And Zainab.
Hello, my name is Zainab. I'm going to 7th grade. I live in Germany, but I'm from Turkey. And thank you for inviting me to this meeting.
Thank you so much. Well, we have quite a few impressive youth advocates with us here. Each will make an appeal on diverse topics concerning children's rights. Feel free to put responses and questions in the chat during and after each presentation. Alua Farami from Lagos, Nigeria, will be discussing women and girls' rights. Hanza from Turkey, but now living in the US, will provide her personal experience with children's rights violations in Turkey. Drake from the US will speak to us about the implications of COVID and the right to life. Lastly, Zainab, a German citizen now, will talk about immigrant children's rights. Without further delay, I introduce to you Alua Farami Davies, who will be speaking on women and girls' rights. Take it over, Farami.
Hello everyone. I have a goal to excel and be the best. I would like to grow up to make a positive impact in my nation and all over the world. Do you know that there are many girls that have been deprived of the opportunity to get an education? According to the Human Rights Watch, 40 million girls are married worldwide every year. One in seven girls in the developing world is married before her 15th birthday, some as young as 8 or 9. In 2010, over 67 million women ages 20 to 24 have been married as girls. And if the trend continues, 142 million will be married by the end of this year, 2020. This is alarming as we watch our future generation traded away. It is painful to note that child brides face higher risk of death during childbirth. Human rights violated due to child marriage include right to education, freedom from violence, and reproductive rights. Consequences of child marriage have lasting effects beyond adolescence as these girls struggle with the health effects of early pregnancy. Also, it frequently ends a girl's education forever. I believe this calls for urgent action. The World Bank, in its paper written this year, highlighted that education is a major area of concern in the discrimination against girls, and that girls' education barriers are caused by poverty, cultural practices, poor infrastructure, and violence. Girls need to learn. They need to feel safe and contribute to the society. Other reasons they are not in school include lack of funding, child labor, violence in school, just because they are girls. Lack of or limited education will give her fewer opportunities to provide for and support her family in the future. The United Nations Global Report on Trafficking Persons 2018 summarized that traffickers the world over continue to target girls for sexual exploitation and forced labor. Humanitarian crisis further increases girls' vulnerability to violence. I join them to urge all governments, please improve prevention and support for victims. Conclusively, we must take action as individuals, groups, and governments to stop this pandemic of girls' rights violation. The areas of grave concern are child marriage, withholding rights education, and human trafficking. Leaders all over the world must rise up and take responsibility. Let's speak up and take a stand against discrimination of girls globally. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Farami. That was really nice speech. That was really informative. If you all have any question, you can share with us. Please share with us. And next we have Hansa. She's gonna share her experiences in Turkey and also children's rights violations in Turkey.
I'm coming from Turkey, where people are facing cruel human rights and violations. I must say that if I couldn't have come to the United States, I would have been exposed to those terrible conditions. Let me explain. My mother was working as a teacher in a private school which was shut down along with other thousands of schools. Most of the people who used to work in those schools were arrested for no definite reason, and their children had to either go to prison with them or get separated from their parents. In other words, children in Turkey have to pay the price of injustice. I want to tell you more about the children in the jails of Turkey. As of today, there are more than 800 children in Turkey's prisons with their mothers, from newborn to age 6. Actually, international human rights laws say that women prisoners with children are supposed to have special care. But in Turkey, these rights are violated. For example, non-custodial measures can be taken for pregnant women or women in postpartum period. This means instead of sending them to jails, these women can stay imprisoned in their own homes so that they can take care of their children in an appropriate environment. But these rights are unavailable in Turkey for certain people who are called political prisoners. More precisely, children are born in jails making their first steps behind bars. Instead of enjoying the parks and the beautiful weather like any other kid, they are deprived of sunshine and freedom. When I was very little, I used to have this friend, and her father was a police officer. He was arrested just because he was doing his job. He didn't commit any crimes at all. The only reason he got arrested was that he participated in an operation against government corruption. It has been about 7 years now, and he's still in prison. My friend has not been able to have her father by her side for a very long time. I was really small back then, and I couldn't not fully understand what she had to go through. Now when I think about it, I see that this was a very tough situation for a child at her age. Now imagine hundreds of thousands of children going through the same pain and struggles. There are also other hard situations these children have to go through. One of the persecuted children teacher's daughters had to go to a new school after her school was shut down. When she told her teacher in France which school she was coming from, the teacher told the students, claiming her daughter of a terrorist. Can you imagine how this child felt? Well, it's horrible, especially at her age. This is someone I personally used to know. A final case I would like to mention is about Ahmet. As other kids, Ahmet's father was in prison. Ahmet was diagnosed with cancer and needed to go to Germany for treatment. However, they would not let him out of the country because of his father's situation. Ahmet passed away since their rights were denied. On the occasion of International Children's Day, I want to raise awareness about the children in Turkey. I want you to know that children are exposed to when human rights are violated. Overall, children are the future of the world, so they need to be cared for. They should be given rights they deserve and given the lives they deserve. Thank you.
Batsheba, we cannot hear you.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hansa, we are grateful for your willingness to share your experience. Let's welcome up next Drake, who will now talk to us about COVID-19 and its impact on the right to life.
Thank you, Ms. Sheba, for the introduction. A right is a moral or legal entitlement to have or obtain something or to act in a certain way. So put that along with child in front of it, and that is the deep and legal protection of children and ensuring their safety throughout the troubles they face in the world we live in today. The year 2020 has put millions of children's rights at risk due to COVID-19 restrictions, which have led to the uprise in uncalculated violence at home, mental issues that affect their behavior, and loss of education due to online learning. At times like this, their rights are so important to not. Sorry, kind of nervous.
That's okay.
At times like this, their rights are so important not to them but to everyone. If this is not fixed, it leads to these issues on a path to grow, which affects everyone's future on political decisions that need to be made, life decisions, and the state of mind everyone will be on in the future. Violence at home or out of the public eye has reached new heights. According to the article COVID-19 and Children's Rights, it states that a child's greatest risk within their own home environment, which ironically is supposed to be the safe place for everyone. COVID-19 restrictions have had a positive impact in decreasing the virus spread, but not the safety of kids being abused and having no one to tell. They depended on the school system to save them because they were at an age where their voice is listened to but not heard and acted upon. Abuse goes hand in hand with the neglect, and if built upon, can lead to mental issues that aren't addressed before no one is there for them. Domestic violence cases have risen to the point where emotional and physical abuse has come into scene with these kids who are in these situations, and limited access to someone on the outside leads to an abundance, of new issues no one has a solution for. No one was prepared for COVID-19 and its damaging effects for kids who are still in the hands of the education system. For many children, the COVID-19 crisis will mean limited or no education or falling further behind their peers, says the UNICEF article on Convention on the Rights of a Child, which so kind of nervous about this.
It's okay, you got it.
We only did this limit access to education. Kids who needed an area to complete assignments and asylum to focus and grow no longer can provide that Zoom, Google Classroom, Cisco WebEx, or whatever system is used to do online learning is not enough for these kids to succeed in the predicament all citizens are in, unfortunately. The schools provided so much down to children, at least a meal or two, to make sure these children are fed every day. According to the government, these children are the education system's responsibility. If these kids do not have what they need to progress in life, what do you think that the outcome will be when there is nobody that knows their math materials? None of their reading skills or to take over important political responsibilities that are necessary to have run America. Our last harmful effect of COVID-19 on children's rights is their mental health. No access to those who depended on it. Not only the loss of health care benefits, but losing parents, caregivers, or someone who, sorry, it's a little bit of a stutter here, or someone who cared or watched over them. The loss of someone, with or without COVID hurts. With or without COVID-19 hurts. Kids who lost both parents were left with nothing and put on the streets. Unfortunately, ended up
Take your time.
Sorry, my computer was acting kind of stupid when we were typing up this, so.
Keep going.
PTSD is rising among children, young and older, and these mental situations are not easy and foremost take a very long time to recover from. It makes you wonder, how did we miss this? Are we really protecting these children? One of the 12 basic rights every child born on God's green earth is every child has the right to access what they need to have a good life. In all three of these issues I have proven that if they aren't fixed, a good life is not within their future. Rights bring safety, and these children do not have that. So tell me, if children's rights are really put in place to have them live life and succeed, who is and what is making sure these rights are enforced? Without these children being protected, their legal rights and safety is not ensured.
Thank you so much, Drake. Thank you for your thoughts. Zeynep is going to close us out with children's immigration rights. Take it over, Zeynep.
Thank you. I want to talk about immigrant children today, the difficulties that they had to face in their rights. I chose that topic because it was one of the major problems that we are facing today. Before talking about the rights of immigrant children, I want to shortly talk about how I became one of them. I was going to a private school up to 3 grades. I was getting a very good education until July 15, 2016. Like many private schools, our school was closed by the government after July 15. I couldn't see any of my friends and teachers after that. Then my mother, who was a civil servant, was dismissed due to some political issues. For the same reason, my father's workplace was closed and he was unemployed. My both parents were accused by the government because of their political opinion. Day by day, social pressure increased, and one day our homeowner said we had to leave the house. We suddenly moved without even saying anything to our neighbors. Also, we experienced discrimination, so we did not meet anyone where we moved. This process took 2 years. I couldn't go to school during this time because of the security issues. Then my journey started. We were thinking about going to Greece. My mother said that we can go to Greece at any moment. We prepared and waited in the wings. One day my mother said time to go. I realized how difficult it was to leave one's homeland. Unfortunately, there was no safe place in my homeland for us anymore, and we had to go. When that day came, I was terrified but also excited. When we crossed to Greece, I met many people who were forced to leave their homes. During my Greece days, we went to Thessaloniki and then to Athens. I started school again and went to 6th grade there. While we were in Greece, my father went to Germany. After getting the decision, we went there. I was very well received in Germany as in Greece. I am very happy in this country now. In recent years, the number of immigrant children has increased dramatically. It forces us to think about what their needs, rights, and how we can help them. I'll talk about the rights that our children have, but especially affect immigrant children. First of all, any children should not be discriminated against for any reason, including race, color, sex, language, religion, opinion, origin, or any other quality of their parents. Violation of this right forces children to leave their home country. Children should not be separated from their parents. It is their right, however, during the immigration process, this right might be violated. Some immigrant children had to spend years away from their one parent or both because of the settlement process. As I mentioned before, my father was in Germany when I was in Greece, so I know how important it is to have your parents with you. Another children's right is access to education. Sometimes children could not be able to get an education because of some reasons such as security, or immigrant children access education, but it might be not efficient. So governments are responsible to give that right to children. The last right I want to mention is safety. Immigrant children are a vulnerable group requiring special protection. Unfortunately, in camps there are serious safety issues. Governments should ensure that children are properly cared for and protected. It is the right of immigrant children, if they have come to a new country because their home country was not safe. Compared with non-immigrant children, immigrants face additional physical and mental difficulties regardless of their country of origin. It is critical that the government's responsibilities and support those children. I want the rights of all children to be protected.
Thank you so much, Zainab. That was really nice. I mean, the points that you made, like, very important. Like, I think that you raised the awareness about the immigrant children. So thank you so much, guys. I think you guys did a great job. I'm really proud of you all because it's really nice to see young people like you taking action, like trying to raise the awareness. So, Bashwa, what you want to add?
So, great job, guys. And we want to thank all of our viewers for joining us for this episode on World Children's Day and children's rights violations. We are really excited about our continued work with Set Them Free initiative. At the end of this, you guys will see a quick commercial for Cage-Free Voices Online Learning. Two of the students here are part of Cage-Free Voices Online Learning, and you have met Zainab and Hamza, who are part of the Set Them Free initiative. And so we're looking forward to continued collaboration. Stay tuned for the next episode, and if you like what you heard and would like for your children to be involved in Cage-Free Voices Online Learning, feel free to reach us at cfbonlinelearning.com, cfbonlinelearning.com. All right, guys, remember to see yourself even if the world is blind. Reflect, connect, and transcend every internal and external barrier that will try to cage your voice. Remember, be cage-free. And the commercial is coming soon.
Hi, I'm Zoe and I'm Cage-Free. Join our community of Cage-Free learners.
Welcome to Cage-Free Voices, an international multi-service educational entertainment company that educates youth and adults who struggle with self-image and identity. And we do that by way of constructing powerful learning experiences. Come and go with me. I am CEO and founder, Bathsheba Smith. if I believe it, cause I'm cage free. Yeah, 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 cause I'm cage free. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come to a place where you can change your own circumstances by realizing the power within. We help you see yourself even if the world is blind. Sing it with me. Here we go. I got power in my spirit, I got joy in my weakness. That's why I can do all things if I believe it. I got power in my spirit, I got joy in my weakness. That's why I can do all things if I believe it. Cause I'm cage free. Yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I'm cage free. Yeah, 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 yeah. All things are possible if only you believe.
Again, we would like to thank you guys so much for joining us. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat and we will get back to you. Great job, Farami, Zainab, Hanza, great. And it was great working with you, Goche. We look forward to continue work together.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.